Hello and welcome to 2020 Racehorse Training. In this video we're going to preview some readings. On the screen now we have Scenic Blast, an Australian Horse of the Year and winner of the King's Stand Stakes in England, as well as the Lightning and Newmarket Handicap in Australia. What we'll see here is a series of 3 workouts he did just before he went over to England. As we've discussed, you see the blue line for speed, red line for heart rate. Don't worry about this elevated trot. He's been taken to a different track to wake him up and stimulate him. Here you can see him going through the workout and then recovering quite satisfactorily down to 110 and 100 quite quickly. What we can see is his sectionals for the 1,000 metres is a 102,000, last 400 in 22. This horse, of course, has being a sprinter, is large anaerobic tanks and a great supporting aerobic system. However, this is quite a good recovery, which is why he's a multiple Group 1 winner. But then his second workout, which was the real capping off of the training, is a massive workload. And what you can see here is virtually a 59,000, 33.4 last 600. Many trainers would be absolutely amazed at this workout, and we've actually managed to stress this horse a little bit this time. This is actually what we wanted to do. You don't take on the best sprinters of the world unless you're hard fit. But imagine the anaerobic tank, or the amount of potential energy that's been required to produce this 33.4 sectional and 45.5 half a mile. Of course it's been stressful. We held him up to 115. That's what the trainer wanted to happen. He wanted to pressurise the horse 3 weeks before the King's Stand to ensure that he was fit and had done all the necessary training. One thing with elite athletes, unless on occasion they get these intensive workloads, which could also be a race, or in America their 5 furlong breeze, they will not be fit enough to race. They'll work too easy and won't be pressured. Our last workout, you can see, is just to ensure the legs are working fast enough, running a 70.4 kilometres an hour and a 10.3 200 is very satisfactory for a sprinter. So that's Scenic Blast, one of the top ranked Group 1 winners of the world during his year. Okay, now let's have a look at a stayer's profile. Here we have No Wine, No Song, winner of $1.4 million and the 2 Mile Sydney Cup. The horse never won under 1,550 metres and shows a typical pattern of the elite stayers. One thing you can see is this wonderful low trotting heart rate. As he goes into his work, he has a very low heart rate, and the heart rate just rolls up, and it's as if to say, thank you very much. This is very easy work for a Group 1 stayer. And down he recovers again and comes in. His next workout is just absolute pure brilliance for a stayer. You see again the trotting heart rate, moving into the workout, really tight heart rate lines. Does a little bit of a sprint up and just rolls down easily. One thing you notice with this horse is there isn't huge fast sectionals. Just sprints up a little bit, but he doesn't have to sprint fast. He's a stayer. So all the way he has these typical tight, wonderful readings of a stayer, and this is representative of a very efficient aerobic system. And the last reading, again, you can see trotting real tight, quick recoveries. So now we've seen a sprinter, Scenic Blast, a 2 miler, No Wine, No Song. Let's look for the elite horse in the middle. So it gives me great pleasure to be able to show you this horse, Pinka Pinka, and thank you to Greg Urell for giving me permission. This is her training preparation before she won the $3 million Weight for Age Cox Plate in Australia. This was the championship of weight for age horses, the best horses in Australia, over 2,000 metres. Pinka Pinka won $2.6 million and won from 1,100 metres to 2,040 metres. But here you can see just a month before the Cox Plate, the incredible reading of her. One thing you've got to notice here is notice the 210 maximum heart rate. And here she's worked 15s and then come home the last 400 in 21.5. She's got both a great aerobic tank. She scores 10 out of 10 aerobic, 9 out of 10 for anaerobic. She's virtually the perfect athlete at the time. They said it was a surprise to see her win. On this reading, it definitely wasn't a surprise. So now we're back at her E-Trakka readings. You can see the wonderful profile, very controlled heart rate, 15s, strides up a little bit and rolls off. A beautiful reading. This is an amazing workout showing why Greg Urell is one of the leading trainers. You can see here she's worked in Australia, we'd call at 1,200 metres at 15s and then home the last 2 furlongs. And this is her first workout with a 5-minute recovery, and then this is her second workout. Notice how with her first reading she's only just touched 205. This is so easy for an elite athlete, but when she's worked again, because of the previous workout, it's just challenged her a little bit more where she's hit the 217. This is what we talk about elite athletes. When you have information feedback from them and they're in perfect condition, you can work them just that little bit harder. And there you see a bit of a 120 recovery and straight down to 100. So this occurred 16 days before the Cox Plate, which I consider an absolute perfect training episode. Her next workout, again the same profiles, just rolls over. Now the trainer knows that he's done all that he can, so he's not trying to pressure the horse. He's just ticking her over, waiting for race day. But we see her characteristics, the low trotting heart rate, the very controlled, easy heart rate. Wonderful training. This training was aimed at exercising the aerobic system. There's 1 week to go before the Cox Plate now. She's in perfect condition and there's no need to work her any faster. So there you have it. 3 horses: Scenic Blast, Champion Sprinter, No Wine No Song, High Class 2 Miler, Stayer, Pinka Pinka, weight for age winner of 2.6 million. So just to top it all off again, let's just have a quick look at a very slow horse to remind you of just how different they are to the elite. The slow horse. He gets a real good workout here. I don't like to use him twice, but being as he's just such a perfect example of no good, then you've just got to use him. He's not lame or anything. This is just his normal trotting heart rate. Again, when he moves, you can see he goes up to a very high heart rate early. He's not travelling very fast, but he's got a fairly high heart rate. Doesn't do any work. Heart rate goes up, stays out, and this is causing a 120 recovery. We see the pattern again, trotting quite well, high heart rate, inefficient. So we talk about the tanks. So what we know is the tanks are very small. He hasn't got much capacity, so therefore his whole system is struggling, which is why the heart rate's high, which is why he's got lactate build-up for not much effort, because there's such a small anaerobic capacity, everything's straining just to do this work. Getting worse, going up higher earlier, extending out. We've said it before, these are the patterns of the slow horse, but we've been lucky enough to see 3 greats: Scenic Blast, No Wine No Song and Pinka Pinka. 3 great horses.